Today's financial mystery is the case of the forgotten retirement plan. This is Eileen St. Pierre, the Everyday Financial Planner. I was shopping in a thrift store and I came across this sign and I just had to take a picture of it. And you may laugh when you read this, but there is a fairly large segment of the population that truly believes that the lottery is their retirement plan. There are others that are simply going to rely on their Social Security. But Social Security was never meant to be your primary source of retirement income. It was actually created as a minimum amount to keep seniors out of poverty. Now's the time to start saving for retirement. A lot of people ask me, Eileen, how much money do I need to save for retirement? How much of a nest egg do I need to accumulate? And that nest egg is going to equal the income that you need in retirement minus your guaranteed sources of income. So those guaranteed sources are Social Security plus any kind of pension you may be eligible for through your employer. Now, if you do not work for a government entity, pensions are becoming fairly rare. And then also the income that you need in retirement is going to be a function of your lifestyle. When it comes time to save for retirement, you want to try to use the defined contribution plans. Defined contribution means the amount that you can contribute every year is defined by the IRS. First, you want to look at your employer workplace plans. This would be your 401ks if you work for a corporation, a 403b if you work for an educational institution, 457 if you work for a local government, TSP, which is the Thrift Savings Plan, if you are a federal employee or in the military. The great thing about these plans is that you can set up an automatic payroll deduction. But your employer is going to set the rules and will determine your investment options. If that's not available to you, you can set up an individual retirement account or an IRA. Now, these accounts have a lot more flexible withdrawal options in retirement than your employer plans. But you need to determine which investment company are you going to work with. With all these plans, you have to wait until age 59 and a half to withdraw the funds without a 10% penalty. And that's because the IRS wants you to use these funds for your retirement. Your portfolio balance will depend on how well your investments perform. You, the employee, will bear the investment risk. Now, I don't have time in this video to talk about investing for retirement, but if you go to my website, everydayfinancialplanner.com, I have some resources there that can help you. Now, after you figure out which type of retirement plan you want to use, then you have to determine, do I want a traditional or a Roth account? Traditional means that your contributions are made before tax. So you get a tax deduction now. The money grows tax deferred, and then you pay the income tax on that money when you withdraw it in retirement. If it's a Roth account, your contributions are made after tax. You pay the tax now. Money grows tax-free, and the withdrawals in retirement are also tax-free. Now, your employer plans allow you to put away a lot of money for your retirement. In 2018, you can contribute up to $18,500. And if you happen to be age 50 or over, you can put in an additional $6,000 this year. That's called a catch-up contribution. You also want to see if your employer matches any of your contributions. A very common match is up to 3%. Now, just keep in mind that any employer match per IRS rules has to go into a traditional plan. So let's say that you have a Roth 401k. Your contributions will go in taxed now and will be tax-free when you pull them out. But any employer money is required to go into a traditional 401k. So you'll eventually have to pay income tax on that money when you pull it out in retirement. You also want to see, what is my company's vesting schedule? How long will I have to work for the company in order to keep any employer contributions? You're automatically vested when you make contributions. That means you get to keep all that money that you put in. But your employer may make you work for the company for a certain amount of time before you get to keep those employer contributions. But hands down, these employer plans are the best way to accumulate retirement savings. Now, with IRAs, you could contribute up to $5,500 this year, and if you're age 50 or over, you can make an additional $1,000 catch-up contribution. What's great about IRAs is you have a little bit longer to make your entire annual contribution. You have basically until tax time the following year to make your annual contribution. Now, you're going to need to determine what your contribution schedule is. Some people will make automatic monthly contributions, or you can make lump sums throughout the year. And IRAs are great for those whose employers do not offer a retirement plan, or for non-working spouses, and also maybe if you work on what we call the gig economy. I did want to take a moment to talk about Roth IRAs because they are fairly unique accounts. First of all, there are income limits. So if you make too much money, you're not going to be able to contribute to a Roth IRA. And if you are married and filed separately, both spouses cannot contribute to a Roth IRA. But after you have the account open for 5 years, you can actually withdraw your contributions without penalty, even if you're younger than age 59 and a half. And the rationale for that is because those contributions are already been taxed. So you're free to withdraw them after that 5-year period. Now, the earnings on those contributions, you will be penalized if you take them out before age 59 and a half. It's also the only retirement account that does not require you to start withdrawing money at age 70 and a half. We call those required minimum distributions. So what I counsel my clients that are in or approaching retirement is to use this account last in retirement as your long-term care account. This video has been brought to you by the Choctaw Asset Building Program. I hope you've been able to solve the case of the forgotten retirement plan. Until our next financial mystery, this has been Eileen St. Pierre, the Everyday Financial Planner.